Hi guys, oops, hit the wrong button. It's gonna look a little different. I've got things set up a little different. I'm still trying to figure out some things, but I don't care how I look. Hopefully I've got things set up good for the cards. Let's see who all's here today. Hi Jan, glad you're here from Oregon. Hi Becky, and thanks for sharing, Becky. Hi Crystal from Kentucky. Hi Robin from Martinsville. She's my best friend. Anne from Arizona. Oh, hi Mimi. Glad you're back. And Peggy Dixon just finishing up putting together 6 more Christmas cards. Looking forward to what you will make tonight. I still need to do my personal Christmas cards. I'm way behind on that. Now, these won't be Christmas cards tonight because by the time this week is over, because this class ends, I keep forgetting to mention that on all my lives. It will end, let's see, the 13th of December. So you've got till December 13th to place your order to get the free card kits. And then by the time I mail them, you get them right before Christmas. So we're not going to be doing any more Christmas. For the rest of this year, I can't believe how fast this year is going. Oh, hi, Lorraine. Glad you're here. Okay, since my camera looks a little weird with me on it, because I'm not looking right where I need to look. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start working on some door prizes here. Oh, get this little, I thought that looked crooked. You see this new glass mat I have? Hopefully you can hear me. I just realized I was too far away from my microphone. Hopefully that'll work better now. Okay, this is it's not showing up on the screen completely just because I want to make sure you could see what I was working on. Well, hi, Christy. I'm going to move some things around here. Move my camera from my face. We'll see how that looks later. Okay, I was working on this. Well, I had this camera working pretty good, but then I realized I was cutting my head off with my other camera and had to move it around. So a little crazy, but this glass mat is so cool. Let me move it a little bit here. There you go. It's got pretty flowers on it. Got a Stampin' Up logo. The grid on here is 13 by 13. I think the whole thing is maybe 14 by 17. I think that's what it is. I can't remember for sure. But the only way you can get this mat is if you're demonstrator right now. We're allowed to order it here in December, pre-order it. But this is something that you can get if you join Stampin' Up during celebration in January and February. It's a $60 value. It's not just this glass mat here. Oh, hi. I'm going to say it wrong. Agisi from Puerto Rico. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, this glass mat is this. It also comes with this neat silicone mat. I just got this literally 2 hours ago, maybe not even 2 hours ago. I haven't been able to play with it. This dried up on me. This is like a thin chamois. So you just get it wet and you can clean things off. And I forgot to re-wet it again. It's been out for those couple of hours. So it doesn't stay, you want to put it in a baggie if you want to keep it to stay wet for a while. It's still got some wetness here. So this will do any wiping for it. This, you can put whatever you want here. In the picture they're showing you can put your put a ink pad in there, just whatever you want to put in there. It does not move. I am moving it like crazy. Being silicone, it sticks to the glass mat. Oh, hi Heather, glad you're here. And then you can use this when you're watercoloring. Say you take some ink, your ink refills, and make little ink things here. You can even do it here if you wanted to, and here. Another thing they found out, those little Stampin' spots that we have, those fit perfectly in these little squares too. Isn't that neat, GM? I really like it. Oh, hi, Marlene. I'm glad you're here. Heather, I don't know if I said hi to you. I'm glad you're here too. So I love how it sticks to it. Got this nice chamois. This is you're probably going to see this in all my videos from now on. I don't have to keep using paper. This cleans off with alcohol and water. So if I get ink on it like our regular classic pads, all I need is something wet like this, which I wish it was wetting still, but I could wipe it off no problem. It's heat resistant. Bunch of things. I can't remember everything. But here, let me look at here. I can look inside. This is what the celebration brochure looks like. I can show you the outside. I just can't show you the inside yet. But let me see what it says on here. So when you join my team in January and February, the starter kits are still the $99, which is a great deal. You've got 2 options. You can get this whole thing. It's called the Stampin Glass Mat Studio. And it comes, yes, the silicone mat is non-slip, multi-use mat, waterproof and heat resistant. That's what I was trying to think of for this too. So this is waterproof and heat resistant too. It has rubber feet. I'm not going to turn it over, but the rubber feet on here. So it keeps it in place. I'm even moving this around and it's barely, I'm having a hard time getting it to move. I have to lift it up if I want it to move. So it's going to stay put for you. You don't have to worry about slipping around. And then this cleaning cloth here. Yes, so you get the regular $125 worth of product, your business supplies, your free paper pumpkin kit, free shipping, and you get this $60 value added to your kit. That's option number one. Then option number two is everything I just listed minus this, but you get $30 more in free products. So if you don't want the glass mat, you can do the option two and get $30 additional. So it'd be $155 worth of product. So it's a really, really good deal. I'll tell you more about it soon, but if you want to get it now, you can sign up for my team now, and then you have to purchase it though, because I did have to purchase it, but you can get it free if you join in January and February during celebration. So I just wanted to show you that. And like I said, I'm going to be using this a lot. So since it's reusable, I don't have to worry about my papers. I always ruin them through each video and I always have to get a new sheet. When I'm working at my table, I don't care if it's got ink all over it. But for my videos, I want it clean. So I'm glad I can use this now. Okay, so I'm excited about this. Like I said, I just got it, so I was dying to use it. So let's go ahead and do the door prizes quick. And grab these. This is what I said. Everybody that watches the live gets to, and comments. We get this. This is from last week. So let me scroll down here. I want to show this. Make it bigger so you can see it better. And I'm going to go ahead and click on here. This is everybody that watched the live. Grab my Post-it notes here. I always forget to grab those. Yay! I've got your address, I do believe, so I will get that mailed out to you. Okay, now we've got, let me go ahead and get rid of that one. Let's do this one. I know it's looking all strange. I didn't mean to close that last one already. So now we've got the replay. Let me go ahead and go to this real quick. And these are the ones, okay, I forgot to tell you the name of these. These were the Fine Sparkle Adhesive Back Gems. Those are from the last holiday catalog from last year, from 2022, that is. And this, I know it's never been opened. These are like on their own sections. This is on its own sheet, and this is on its own sheet. So that's why it looks kind of funky. But these were last year, Adhesive Back Sequins and Gems. I didn't realize I still had a pack of these, and I use these a lot. So let's go ahead and let's see who wins. This is everybody that watched live and watched the replay. Always like to get you guys in on it too. So let me grab, let's see, put this up. There we go. Let's see who wins this one. Oh, Robin, I thought you almost won. Kathy Wilson. Congratulations, Kathy. I don't think I have your address. So if you could contact me, if you're watching on Facebook, you can message me on Facebook. Let me switch screens here. Get rid of, there we go. So if you've, oh, I'm sorry. If you're watching on Facebook, message me. There we go. Message me and give me your mailing address and I'll get these mailed out to you right away. If you're watching on YouTube, if you look down in the video description, you'll see a contact me link. Just click on that and give me your mailing address that way and I'll get these mailed out to you next week. So Kathy Wilson won this one and Melissa Mitchell won this one. So I'll put these to the side. Now I want to show you what you can get for commenting tonight. So everybody that's watching the live tonight and commenting, and you do have to live in the United States. Per Stampin' Up rules, I'm using product. It has to be somebody. It can only be for people in the United States. Sorry about that. But I still love to hear from those of you that are outside of the U.S. It's just a lot of fun to see. We all love to see where everybody's from. So if you could let me know. And this one is Festive Pearls. And I've given these away before. They're cherry cobbler ones up here. I don't want to open this up because I want to give it brand new to whoever gets this. So these are cherry cobbler. These are like these were soft succulents. If you still have that color, those match in silver and gold. I use these all the time. So that's for everybody that watches the live tonight. and comments will get put in the drawing for this, and I'll announce the winner in next week's live. And then everybody that's watching the live and comments, plus everybody watches the replay, if you comment by, let me think here, December 14th by noon Eastern time, you'll be put in the drawing for this, and I'll announce that in next week's live, which will be December 14th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that is how that works. I always like to give outdoor prizes. I think it makes it fun. And I think you guys all like it. Let's see, I've missed a few people here. Well, hi, Debbie from Minnesota and Lisa from Wisconsin. See, a lot of people saying congratulations. Yeah, and Robin almost got it. And yeah, looks like everybody else. Oh, thanks, Shirley, for sharing. I appreciate that. Shirley Taylor, thanks so much. Oh, Peggy, I'm glad you like the door prizes. I think it makes it fun. Okay, yep, I think I've commented on everybody. Okay, now I'm going to get started with the class. Well, I'll tell you about how the class works, because some of you, I can tell some of these names I'm not recognizing, so this might be your first time. So I want to explain to you how this works. If you look down that ticker down below, it also tells you. But if you use that host code you see, it's there in the ticker, and it's also in the top right corner, and place a $40 order before shipping and tax using that host code, you will get these card kits for free. I do all the embossing and the die cutting for you. Now, I have changed a little thing because it's just getting to where I don't have time to do quite as much as I used to. The die cutting is using dies that are not part of the bundle that I'm featuring. If it's part of the bundle I'm featuring, then you'll have to die cut those yourself. This is what I do with my club now. It ends up working out. So if you need to substitute with something else, another bundle, you can use like this one here. You'll see me do it here. Is for the leaves on my last card. So you will get this piece of cardstock and you can use it for whatever dies you're using and die cut so it matches up with what you're working on. So it ends up being a win for you, and it's a win for me because I don't have as much die cutting to do. It's getting to where I can't do my extra videos that I want to do because I'm getting all the card kits together. So that's one thing I just needed to take out so I could get everything done. I think you guys are going to like that too. And yes, Lisa, this is a glass mat. You might watch I'll tell you real quick, but you can get more information if you watch the replay, because I talked about right at the very beginning. But this is something you can get if you join my team in January and February during celebration. It's added to the $99 starter kit, and it also comes with this neat silicone mat, and I explain other things you can do with it, and it's something to clean it all up. So I love this. I just got a couple hours ago, so we'll see how it works. And then, like I said, so the $40 order, you get these card kits for free, and that's before shipping and tax. Make sure you look at the right total. And then if you bump it up to a $50 order before shipping and tax using the host code you see, you'll get a full pack. This is just a partial. I don't have my full packs yet. Actually, I think I get them Saturday, of the Blooming Pearls. So love these. It's petal pink, pretty peacock, garden green, and gold. Now, these garden green ones, I think, look a little more, they're in between garden green and mossy meadow, which are the two greens that I'm using tonight. So these just worked out perfect. So, and this is actually something that's in the, September to December mini catalog, but they're also carrying over. So you'll be able to get them. They are not retiring. So I'm so glad about that because I love these pearls. So $40 order before shipping and tax using the host code, you get the card kits. Bump it up to $50 order before shipping and tax. You also get a full pack of the Blooming Pearls, because the pearls are not included in the card kits. Okay, now I'm ready to go. Let's see how this thing works. Oh, no, I'm not. I want to show you this real quick. This is my monthly online card club. Last week, I didn't have sneak peeks of the cards. There are my sneak peeks. So those are the actual cards that are in this month's club. When that club works, it's a subscription-based. It goes through PayPal. You don't have to have a PayPal account, but you can go to PayPal, subscribe, and I have a link to it on my monthly online card club page, and there's a link down below in the video description on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, click the Learn More button at the top of my page, and you'll see a link there for my monthly online card club. And that you can go to that link, subscribe, and every month you'll get PayPal will charge your card for $39.50. That's every month. You can cancel anytime, but if you stay a member of the club, you get a $25 bonus every 6 months you're in the club. So 6 consecutive months. Say you're in it for 3 months and you decide to quit, but you come back a couple months later, that 6 months starts all over again. So, but every 6 months you get a $25 bonus. The first one, I give you some stuff that are just basics that you need. Then after that, every 6 months, you get to tell me what you want, up to $25 before shipping and tax. And this month, there's always $22 to $25 worth of product, plus the card kits, envelopes, your exclusive video, a PDF with the supply list and the dimensions of everything. And this month is a half pack of the Winter Meadow DSP. DSP is designer series paper, by the way. Silver and white sheer ribbon, a whole roll, and a whole pack of the Faceted Gems Trio Pack. So you get product, plus you get the card kits every month. So just let you know about that. And you've got until December 15th to subscribe to get that one. And then I'll have something new in January, probably from the new mini coming up. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. Okay, now I'm ready to start making some cards. This is the fun part. Oh, hi, Sandy. I don't think I said hi to you from Wisconsin. I'm glad you're here. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, were you one off on the other side, Crystal? I didn't see that. You almost got it too. Okay, so this is a piece of Calypso Coral, 5.5 by 8.5. That's a regular half sheet card base. So I'm going to fold this in half. Here we go. I like the way this glass mat looks on the screen. I'm glad it's shining a little bit, but not just too distracting. Let me know. You can kind of see the reflection of my lights. If that's too distracting, but I think it's going to be okay. So I've got my card base here. I'm going to, I wanted to show you how I do this. There's going to be a little triangle piece of this DSP down in the corner here. And I want to show you how I do that. This is a 3 by 3 inch piece. Oops, just dropped my ruler. 3 by 3 inch piece of this Garden Walk DSP. This is retiring. This is from the December to January. December to January. I'm getting ready for the January to April, and I'm getting all my months mixed up. September to December mini catalog. I'm just going to say holiday catalog. That makes it easier. So this is a 3 by 3 at that Garden Walk, and this is still available. I checked. So that's 3 by 3, but I want it to be a triangle. So I'm going to do these opposite corners. I'm going to line them up with the groove or the cutting groove here in my trimmer. And just so I don't mess up the corners, because sometimes if you start, I'll get my scoring blade out of the way. If you start down here and come up, that blade sometimes can scrunch the corner. So I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to bring it up so it's kind of like in the middle of the paper. So I go down and back up again. It does a lot better so it doesn't mess up the corner. That gives me my two triangles. This is going to be a long day. I'm dealing with, I can't believe it, but I'm starting to get sick again. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do the live on, so I may not be thinking very clearly. I wasn't going to tell you, but I can tell it's starting to affect me. I can't remember the word triangle. But this is a piece of basic white. That is 3 3/4 by 5, yes. And I use the Quatrefoil folder. I love this folder. It's one of our, around 6 by 6. I think it's a little larger than that. But it's just a regular embossing folder. It's not one of our 3Ds, but I use this one a lot. Put that over here. And hopefully you can see that. And I am so glad I'm just looking at this camera. I'm hoping it looks as good to you as it does to me. I've got my new camera working. Remember, I was using my phone and it wasn't working right. That looks a lot better. That screen looked terrible last week. So that's 3 3/4 by 5. This is a piece that's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I just wanted to have a narrow border. So that's why I only went up 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my triangle and put some adhesive on here. And every once in a while, I like to use a triangle of DSP rather than just a rectangle or a square. Just gives it just a different way to use it. There we go. So I've got that down at the bottom. I could have gone a little bigger, like a 4 by 4, and then it would have gone all the way to the corner and up. But I didn't. It's a 6 by 6 pack, so I wanted to be able to get 4 squares out of it. So that's why I did that. But I think it looks really good, even though it's a little smaller. So I'm going to turn this over and put it on the pretty peacock piece. And let's see here. Oh, Crystal, I just saw your comment. Yeah, you're going to win. Don't worry. One of these days, the wheel's going to get your name. Okay, so there I've got that on there. And I'm going to put this right on the card base. And it's surprising, but I am not using any ribbon on these cards. I just about always use ribbon, especially in the class. At least one of my cards has some ribbon on there. So any of my ladies that don't like messing with ribbon, don't worry about it. There's no ribbon on this one. I've actually got a few people back when I did classes here at my house that hated ribbon, so that she would be happy. So I've got that ready to go. I have got 2 circles. Now these will be die cut in the kit. Since this is from something that's other than what's in the bundle, I'm using the deckled circles dies. So glad that these are going to stick around too. These are in the holiday mini, but they are not retiring. So they'll still be available after January 3rd. So I'm using the number 5 and the number 6 die. When I do numbers, I always have the smallest one be number 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I use this one for the white piece and this one for the Calypso coral. But aren't those, there's so many dies in this. I love it. So that way the mat's not too big. I think that's a perfect mat for that. So I'm really glad they've got all those circles. I've used this die set all the time too. Yeah, Christy, they're just great, aren't they? I really love these. Okay, so I'm going to grab this. I'm still going to grab, oops, I can reach it. Almost knocked over my stuff. This, because I am using, this is a photopolymer set. Once again, I forgot to show you the bundle. I always forget that. I just want to start making the cards. So this is the Bold Bouquet. This is in the annual catalog. So we've got to give the annual catalog some love too. I've been doing things just from the mini for a long time. I'm like, oh, I had gotten this not too long ago, and I really wanted to use it. So you can find this in the annual catalog. And if you do purchase it as a bundle, that saves you 10% versus buying them separately. So that is what I'm using. And I'm going to be using, and there is a photopolymer stamp set. I need my pretty peacock. And this one says, thanks for blessing my life. And I'm not using, like you see me use a different die set. I am not using a different stamp set on any of these. So all the stamps I'm using tonight are from that Bold Bouquet. So I'm going to put this in the top right corner of my circle. I guess I should just say top right. There's no corners and circles, but that works. So that is ready to go. And now I want to stamp some flowers. So I need a piece, this piece here. This one is a 5 by 3 inch piece. I'm going to grab this flower and this flower, the Calypso coral and my garden green. I'm going to need this. And I've got a bunch of leaves. There are 3 leaf stamps in the set, and I'm going to use all 3 on this one. Okay, so I'm going to grab this. I'm going to show you a way. A lot of you have seen me do this before, but some of you may not have. First, I'll just stamp this. Okay. And I'm going to leave that open. I'm used to closing them as soon as I'm done. And this one has some leaves here at the bottom. Let's see if I can get my hand. You can kind of see that. You'll see it more here in just a minute. I'm going to take my Calypso coral with a sponge dauber. I got some ink on there, and I'm just putting it where the flower is at. Okay. You could use markers, but when they're big images like this, I think it's better to use sponge daubers because I think it inks it up a lot better. And I'm going to be really careful and just go here along the leaf part at the bottom. The first time I did this, I got a little bit on the flower, green on the flower, which is okay. It still looked fine. Okay, I think I got it. Then we'll do this. There we go. So that's how you can do that with the sponge daubers. Oh, Peggy, you ready to do other holiday cards? Yeah. Christmas cards. I love making Christmas cards, but after you've made a ton of them, you're ready to move on. I totally get that. I can relate. Okay, now I'm going to grab, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to take my pretty peacock. Get this ready. I'm going to do another thing. This has got some stems and then some like bloom type things. They're not quite open. So where did I just had it. Okay, Christy, it's too early to be losing your stuff already. Okay, I'm going to do my garden green while I'm looking. So I'm going to ink up the stem here. I know I just had that sponge stopper. Where did it go? That is strange. If you guys see, okay, I've got my clips of coral and this one. If you see my sponge stopper on the screen, let me know. That's nuts. I just had it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Might have to go grab another sponge, one of my clean sponge daubers. That's hilarious. Well, not really. It's frustrating too. That is, okay, I did have it. Let me grab one real quick. It's a good thing I had an extra one. I'm sure I'm going to find it as soon as I get this one inked up. Okay, now I'm going to take this, upper left. Oh no, that's my Calypso Coral. I can't find my one for my Pretty Peacock, but this will work. So I'm going to go ahead and put some ink on here. So that's with my Pretty Peacock. Color I'm so happy is back. And then I will stamp this one here. There we go. So that got me the two different colors. Oh, hi, Michelle. Glad you're here. Tells us how you clean your daubers. Well, I actually don't clean my daubers. Oh, I just found it. I knew I would. Right there. It was behind my lamp, behind the little stand, and I couldn't see it. I had to move, and then I saw it back there. That's okay. But what I do, I have a little container that holds a bunch of sponge daubers, and I've got one for each color. So this was supposed to be pecan pie, so we'll see how. I might have to go find another white one and make a new pecan pie. I just hadn't used it on there yet. So I've got this here. Let's see here. Over the years, I've accumulated enough to be able to have one for each color. You can, like I could probably go, the one I just did, since it doesn't have a ton, well, it does look like it has a ton now. I could probably get some of that to rinse out with soap and water. But the way I do it now, like I said, I've got one for each color. So I've got this here. Leaves. So I'm going to do one each of all three leaves. Put one there. And one here, and then a little one here. So those are all ready. And I think, oh, wait a minute. I do want to stamp the inside. So while I've got everything out here, I'm going to grab my 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white. And I'm going to grab the big flower again. Photopolymer like to stick to the ink pads. I'm going to put this down here, like so. Okay. Then I'm going to do some leaves here. I think I'm just going to do this long one here. Kind of put it next to it here. Nope. I did do this. Did I do this one? Trying to decide, but oh, this one. I like this bushier one better. That's what I was thinking I used. So I'll go ahead and put this one here. And this one right there. So there's the inside of the card. So that's all easy to do. I am done stamping for this one. Close these up till next time because I will be using those colors again. And get this ready for die cutting. You know what? Before I lose this, I'm going to put this on my circle. Because I was already losing a sponge dauber. I don't need to be losing. Now I'll just lose both pieces. So go ahead and put this here. And you know what? I'm going to put this on my card. Because I don't think I'll lose the whole card. Oops, I forgot I had some. That is why I probably should still use paper on this when I stamp off. Now I got a little green. This I can clean off really easy, but it takes a while for it to dry. And it was still wet and got some green on there. I think I can fix that. Oh, it's going to be covered up. I can get it covered up. It'll be fine. So I've got that ready to go. I'm going to get this out of the way before I ruin something else. And now I'm going to put this on. Oh, that's right. I already got the adhesive on there. And I'll put this here and I will fix that smudge. I think I had it about right there. So kind of centered with the triangle here. Okay, so now I'm going to put that to the side. Usually when things are on bigger pieces, I don't tend to lose them as much. Now, with this piece being small enough, I'm going to use my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is the boho blue. I meant to check to make sure this is still available, but I'm pretty sure it still is. This was actually something they gave away for people who signed up back at last celebration. I like this. I like the glass mat much better. I have to admit, I don't use this little one as much. I know this I'm going to be using all the time. So I'm going to put this here, get it up in the screen so you can see a little better. There we go. Grab my dies. Here is this larger one here. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to have to get some more tape. When I die cut images, I use Post-it tape. You can also use Post-it notes or washi tape. I prefer the Post-it over washi tape because sometimes washi tape can tear up your cardstock. So this is what it looks like. That's what I bought mine on Amazon, but I'm sure it's office supply stores now. Put this one here. I love having dies that die cut all of my flowers out. I can fussy cut. I'm not the best fussy cutter, so I really like having dies. That one just needs one. That one needed two because it's a little bigger. I better get a few more here because I think I can do all of these at the same time. And we've got this one out here. I want to make sure I've got the stem and the flowers lined up because sometimes you get the flowers lined up and the stem's not really lined up and then it doesn't look as good. Okay. This one will do that little leaf. Oh, I moved it a little. There we go. And I always push down to make sure I get tape inside the center opening of the dies. Because if you only get it on the outside, the die will still move. I think two more will do it. I think the leaves will be okay with just one piece of tape also. This one here is the long one. I thought this piece was big enough that I could get all these dies on here. That one there. And then, oh, this one didn't quite look right, but that's the one that does this one. There we go. I'm at an angle. I'm hoping I'm getting it right. I'm going to put this plate on top. And with this, if you get the mini, okay, this one is a 3-inch one. I think you can go up to 3.5. I probably wouldn't go any wider than 3 1/4 though. I think you can still get 3.5. Well, maybe better to 3 1/4 be the widest that you can do to go through this. Okay, so put that to the side. It's just a little easier to handle during a video because I don't have to lift up the heavier one. This one's pretty light. The big one's not too terribly heavy, but it's kind of awkward. So there, I've got those ready. Have I said yet I love this glass mat? I'm so glad I got it. Okay. I haven't had a good glass mat, and this is nice. Okay, I've got this too. I love these flowers. They're, of course, don't have a lot of detail. That's why they're called Bold Bouquet. But I still think they're neat looking. I've been wanting to get this one for a while, so when I got it, I'm like, okay, this one's got to be a class. Okay, now we've got them all. Get this one out of the way. Yes, I have to talk to myself when I work. I can't seem to do anything without talking. Okay, bring this in here. And I'm going to start moving some things around here. I think I can put that right there. Nobody will know I made a smudge. So I'll put some adhesive on here. And I only put it on the flower. Normally, I wouldn't put the flower on first. But this time I'm going to. I'm just laying it down. That way I can move it if I need to. But what I did, looking at my picture here, I want this one on here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this on first. I'm going to grab this because I pop this up with dimensionals. And I do this a lot. I'm only going to I'll put 2 here right in the middle. I know they're close together, but I want to be able to stick the leaves underneath this. And it's just a little easier if I don't have them right, the dimensionals on the ends, on the sides, because then they get in the way. I'm still just going to lay this down though in case I need to move it. And I want this stem here of this flower to go underneath the flower just a little bit. Oops, I don't want to cover up my words though. There we go. But now since I just laid it down, I can still lift that up if I need to, because it's a good possibility. And just so I don't get adhesive, even though I could clean it off on this glass mat, I'd rather not have my next projects sticking to my mat. So I'm still gonna get my silicone mat out. And this one will go here, like so. I think I'm gonna lift this one up a little bit because I kind of like it underneath this flower too. Then I'm gonna grab the little one of the three, and it's gonna go right here. I think I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. I'm gonna make sure I don't get it in the way of my words, which I'm starting to. There we go. Just need to have a little leaf over here to kind of even it out a little bit. And now I'm going to grab this last leaf. I'm just going to put it down here on the base part of it, the adhesive. I'm not going to put anything here on the ends, because once again, I'm going to stick something under there. So I'm going to put this one on. And this, last but not least, this is going to go. Oh, Mary Pat, I love them too. Oh, thanks, Anne. Glad you think it's perfect. I haven't seen some of your stuff. Okay, Fran said, LOL, I'm not sure what I said. Oh, I get busy and forget to look up, and plus there's a delay. There we go. I like that right there. Okay, so the outside is pretty much done. We still need to add the pearls, and then I'm going to add the inside in quick. Now, doing an inside is not a have-to thing. Back when I first started doing cards, I didn't put an inside in. I would just write here, and this just makes it look so much better. I like having that white piece in there. And if you're going to have a white piece in there, you got to stamp on it, make it look pretty too. When we get those Hallmark cards. Oops. Okay, I'm not sure. Something popped up on my screen. I think we're okay. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I don't know why it's saying that. Okay, back to the card. So we've got that there. I got distracted. I was looking at the comments and something popped up. It looks kind of strange. Okay, so I got this here, but I want to put those pearls on. So they're, it's funny, not pretty. Petal Pink is not listed. It's one of the colors in that Garden Walk DSP, but it's on one of the pearls, because these pearls are actually in the Garden Walk suite, which is what this DSP is from. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Petal Pink, because this background is close to Petal Pink. So I think that's why they did it. So I'm going to put a big pearl about right here. And I'm going to do another big one up here and a small one right next to it. And I'm going to grab another small one and put it about here. So I might have used, because I always say use an odd number of when you do embellishments. I used 4, which is even, but with this being a grouping, I consider that 1. So there's 1 and then these 2. And you usually want to make a triangle, just appealing to the eye that way. So there is the first card. Oh, hi, Melissa. Glad you're here. And Melissa, you won last week's door prize. So I'll get that in the mail to you next week. So there's the card. Okay. Put this to the side. Use some more. I really like the colors in this DSP. The last card is the color combo I never, ever would have thought of, but I think it looks really cool. So you'll have to stick around so you can see that. It's definitely a different color combo. Now this one, oh, you're welcome. Saying that to Melissa. Oh, thanks, Peggy. I'm glad you liked it. Thanks, Becky. Oh, hi, Kathy from Georgia. I'm glad you got to make it. Oh, thanks, Anita. I'm glad you liked it. Thanks, Crystal. I'm glad you guys liked that card. Okay, now it's time for this one. This is Pretty Peacock. That color I keep saying I love is back. 5.5 by 8.5. And line those corners up like so. Okay. And this one is going to be a landscape card. So I want the fold to be on top. I'm going to grab this, and I am going to grab some paper. Fell on the floor. Just just because I'm going to be stamping off this again, and I don't want to get ink on this thing again. Okay, like I said, I can clean it off, but when I'm busy doing something I can't clean off right away, then it starts getting ink on my paper. Oh, thanks, Fran. I'm glad you like it. Oh, thanks, Robin. Yeah, I like those colors together too. Thanks, Kathy. Okay, now I'm going to take Flirty Flamingo. Oh, I don't think I told you the color. This is 5 1/4 by 4. This is another color that is not in the list, but the DSP I'm using, see that lighter pink? It looks super close to that Flirty Flamingo, so I knew it would work just fine. Oh, hi, Rita. Oh, don't worry about it. You can see the first card when you watch the replay. You're good. Okay, so I'm going to grab this little one. This has got 3 little flowers on it. I'm actually using all of the stamps in the set except for one greeting. And instead of embossing, I'm doing Flirty Flamingo ink on Flirty Flamingo cardstock. And I'm not putting them real close together. I'm kind of doing like a little triangle. I just want to have a little bit of a background thing. I'll put a little one up here at the top. And I don't have to worry about getting the center. So there may be some gaps. You're thinking, boy, why didn't you put one there? I'm going to be covering that up. Now I am going farther than I need to, just to be on the safe side. And I don't need to go all the way to the left, because I'm going to be putting some DSP right here. So that's pretty good. Get a little closer so you can see it. So that's just something else you can do rather than embossing. Oh, hi, Gladys. You're fine. Rita just got on too. So you guys are both good. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this piece. This one is a 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. I'm going to take this leaf here. This is the one that's a little bushier. Take my garden green. And I'm going to stamp it right here on this side. So the bottom leaves are kind of off the edge, but that's okay. And then this one is going to be like this. So I'm putting it near the edge too. There we go. Now, I think I'm going to wait. No, I think I am going to do the happy birthday. I'm going to grab wild wheat. This is actually one of the colors that is in the paper, because there's some wild wheat flowers in this one. I'm going to stamp my happy birthday. This was a color I wasn't sure if I was going to like, and I'm starting to like it. Not starting, actually, I do like it. So I'm going to put this near the top center, not all the way to the top. Hold that down, get that ink to soak in. There we go. And now I want to grab, now remember I used this one on the first card, had the 3 little flower buds on it. There are 2 others. There's one that's got a double and one that's just got 1. So I'm going to use these 2 on this card. I'm going to grab my real Pretty Peacock dauber and my green, a garden green. Okay. And it doesn't matter with these colors both being dark, it doesn't matter. Usually I will start with a light color when I sponge and then go to the dark color. But this, they're both pretty dark. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up the buds here with my sponge dauber. So, and I am daubing it. I'm bouncing up and down. If I were to brush it, I'd get those strokes, little brush strokes on it, and I don't want that. I want this to actually look more like I put the stamp in on the ink pad, just like I would have with this one, like I did with this one. That one, I just need 1 color, so I didn't need to use daubers. Okay, so we've got this, I've got this one done. I'm gonna bring it down and have just a little corner accent right there. And I didn't want it to look exactly the same, so I'm gonna grab this one here. Use my Pretty Peacock. This is the single bud. So you can make some pretty bouquets with this. I'll get a little more green on that one. And this one, I want it to come out like this. Okay, I know that doesn't look real good, but I've got some more flowers we're going to put on here. So I'm going to put this to the side. But oh yeah, don't need to do the inside. I'm going to grab another piece of basic white, This one is a 4.5 by 2. I need to clean that one, so I'm gonna get my chamois. So I'm gonna be using a Poppy Parade this time. And I'm gonna use this one and clean it off because I'm not gonna worry about using sponge stoppers on this one. Okay. So I need this. There's my Poppy Parade. Color I haven't used yet. Get up. Put it right here. If you notice, I always hold my stamps down for a few seconds. That helps the ink soak into the paper. You get a lot better image that way. And I am done with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and close it up. I'm always scared that I'm going to have an ink pad open and drop cardstock on it or something. And I need Flirty Flamingo. And I'm just going to stamp these completely Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so that is all I need on this piece. Let's get some things out of the way here without losing them. Bring in my little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Put this down. Oh, let's see. Oh, I don't need any of those dies. They're all over here. So I got this one here. So I use these on the first card. So once again, I am wanting to make sure I am looking at the flower. And then when I looked down here, I noticed the stem part wasn't lining up. So always make sure you check out that stem, because it will definitely be cockeyed if you don't. Now put this one on. I like Poppy Parade and Calypso Coral together. Well, this is Flirty Flamingo. I actually like the Poppy Parade and the Poppy Parade and Calypso Coral together. You'll see that in the next card, but I think it looks really good with Flirty Flamingo too. So that is all I need to do there. I could have put another piece of tape, but I could tell it wasn't going to move on me. That was a nice big piece, so I think I can get by just one. And yes, you can tell I'm using my tape over again. You can use it over and over again. Once it starts to fall apart, that's when I throw it away. So we've got this one. I'll have to run this through one more time. There's that one. Because I need to do one more of the small one. Get that die put in my dish before I lose it. And get that lined up. There we go. Run this through. Actually, I should have put it on the other end, but that's okay. We'll run it through all the way. And here we go. So I've got all the die cutting done with that. So get this out of the way till the next card. Oops, better get that wild wheat closed up too. I just about messed something up. Okay. Now I can start putting this together. I've got this all stamped. This is a piece of that Garden Walk DSP. This is a 2 by 4 inch piece. So I'll get some adhesive on here. And I wanted a little bit of the Flirty Flamingo to still show on the left side. I didn't want any of the flowers. I just wanted the flowers stamped over here. If you want to have flowers here, if you make this card later, you definitely can. You do whatever you want. Mine are just starting points. You can always change it up any way you want to. So I've got that there. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the card base. Okay. Bring this in, make sure, when you do it, make sure your fold's on top. I warn you of that because I have done it upside down many times. I think I've even done it upside, I know I have. I've done it upside down during a live before too. So there, I've got that there. Oh, thanks, Geesey. I know I'm saying it wrong. Okay, I'm really glad you're here though. I always hate it when I can't pronounce somebody's name. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back in. And this will go right here. This is a piece of Pretty Peacock that is 4 by 2.5. I think I told you the size of this one. This is 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. So put this on here. Okay, and I'm going to put this on with dimensionals, but I think I think I will put on dimensionals right now. Nope, I just keep going back and forth. Let's see here. I know what I want to do. This is going to go right here in the center, but then these are going to get tucked underneath like so. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just put some adhesive on here, but like I've done before, I do it all the time. I'm just going to put it, just lay it down. So that way I can lift it back up again. So I can tell I don't have it right where I want it now. So I can lift it up again. And I am intentionally having it go off the edge. Now you can do whatever you want. Originally, when I was going to do this, I was going to cut these off. But when I got these flowers on, I kind of liked them hanging down. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. And originally, I had cut this part off, the leaves right here, since I didn't want them to be green. You can just put them in there so they're underneath the flower, so you don't really need to do what I did. Put that there. I think I'm even going to tuck it in a little bit more. There we go. And I'm not going to push it down, because every time I put something down, I usually want to move it a little bit. And I think it's better to if you just lay it down, still put glue on there, so that way it doesn't move too much while you're moving things around. I've laid things down, and then as soon as I lay another thing down, this one would move and go somewhere else. I always put a little bit of glue just so it's a little tacky while I'm positioning stuff. I can still move it around. I think that looks pretty good. So I'll push this down. Now I'll put this on with the dimensionals. I was thinking if I put the dimensionals on first, it would just be awkward to be able to put those flowers on, because this would be raised up. It's a little easier to do while it's still flat. So I'm going to put one in each corner. And because it's so big, I'm going to put one in the middle too. Grab my Take a Pick tool. All these off. Oops, didn't get that one off. There we go. And this one will just go right in the center, like so. See, I just like those little flowers on there every which way, different, just all scattered. It just makes it so this doesn't look like a plain piece of cardstock. Now I want to put a few pearls on them. Well, let's go ahead and grab this. I haven't done the inside yet. This is a piece of the same DSP as the front, except this is 3/4 by 4 inches. I'm just going to put some adhesive across the middle here. And like I did with this one, having it over just a little bit, I'm going to have it so there's still a little white on the left side. Instead of stamping on this one, I decided to put a strip of DSP in there. So there we go. It doesn't take much to decorate the inside of your card to make it match the outside. This makes it a little special putting that on there. And doesn't that look pretty with that pretty peacock around it? I love that. Oh, thanks, Crystal. I'm glad you're liking it. Okay, now I'm going to grab, thanks, Gladys and Anne. Yeah, the colors are just really cool. So I'm going to grab my pearls again. And this time I'm going to use the pretty peacock. And I'm just going to use the small ones. You can do it other ones if you want to, but I just thought these needed a little something. So I'm going to grab a small pretty peacock and just put it at the base of these 3 buds. There are those. So you don't have to do triangles. You can just put them on some of the images. And if you make the card, if you want to do more, you can. But there is the second card. Oh, I know, Robin. I always forget to decorate my envelope. You should see her cards. And by the way, I came across your fall card, never thanked you for it. It's gorgeous. But she always makes little seals. They're like Hallmark seals. It's cool. I always forget to do my envelope. But it does make it extra special. She's right. So decorate your envelopes. Okay. Now I can tell my voice is getting a little gravelly. Okay. I'm going to take a drink real quick. It's getting a little dry down here. Okay, that's a little better. Okay. Oh, thanks, Fran. Yeah, pretty peacock. It really does make it look good. Makes it pop. And I think it's just an elegant looking color. I just really like that. Okay, now back to this one. This is the color combo I was telling you about that I would never come up with on my own. Never in a million years, but I like it. Okay, so this is a piece of Poppy Parade, 5.5 by 8.5. Let's go ahead and get my card base ready. Corners lined up. Here's the phone folder. Okay, now this is going to be a regular card, regular portrait card, so the fold's on the left. This is a piece of wild wheat. It's 4 by 5 1/4, and I embossed it with that quatrefoil. Oh, there, that looks better. Good, that new camera focuses in good. I wasn't sure if it would. Okay, so now I've got a piece. This is a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 inch piece of that, what's it called again? Garden Walk DSP. And then I made a square just a little bit bigger. This one is a 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 because I just wanted a narrow border around there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on this square. Oh, thanks, Lori. Reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. That helps with the, I think it's algorithm. I think is what it's called. All your comments and likes and everything help the algorithm and they share it more. But thanks for mentioning that. Okay. Oh, hi, Candy. And you're from Wisconsin. That's right. Oh, I know, Melissa. Isn't that embossing folder gorgeous? I love it. Oh, hi, Jenny. I don't think I'd see your name pop up. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, put this right in the center. But this is what I'm talking about. This color combo I would not have come up with. It's got Mossy Meadow, Wild Wheat, Poppy Parade, and Calypso Coral. But I think that's cool looking. That's just a neat color combo. What I'm going to do, instead of putting this on like a regular square, I'm going to put it on as a diamond. And I kind of want this red flower to be shown because I'm going to be putting some flowers down here. Kind of don't want to lose that one either. Oh, here, let's do this. There we go. I kind of like that flower and that flower here. I'm going to be adding some stamped flowers over here. So I'm going to put the side I don't mind getting covered up over here. I like the whole thing, but I really like having those flowers show up. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on here. And get those flowers back the way I had them. I think that's the way I had it. Now, this is going to be the Poppy Parade. It's going to be just a little bit longer than these edges, but that's okay. It's not going to go past the edges of the card base. Try to get that in the middle. I'm going to use my trusty glass mat and see if I've got that straight. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we've got that there. Yes, I'm going to, let's do this. I'll put that to the side. I'm going to grab this again. This is a piece that's 4 by 1/2 inch. And I'm going to be using this long, tape over here. This one says, for a fabulous friend. Do Poppy Parade. A 4-inch strip is perfect for this stamp. There we go. Hold that down a few seconds. Get that ink to soak in. There we go. So I've got that ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead. Well, I'll just lay it there. Got some more stamping to do. This is a piece of basic white that's 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to bring this one. I'm going to do this one in Poppy Parade again, so I don't need to clean it since that's what I used last time. Then I need, let's see here, Calypso Coral. This one was done with Flirty Flamingo, so I better clean that again. It probably would have been okay, but no need to mix ink colors. Then I'll stamp this one. Let's see here. I think I want to stamp it probably up here. There we go. You don't have to worry about that green because it's going to be hidden again. And then I want to grab Wild Wheat. Oh, I should have put this away. Going to be, oh, wait a minute. I haven't used this flower stamp yet. That's right. So it's clean. This is a medium-sized one, so it's like this flower, just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to do Wild Wheat. Oh, Lori, is Calypso Coral one of your favorite? I like it a lot too. There was a time I didn't use it that much, and then when I started using it, I use it all the time. I really like it too. So there is Wild Wheat. I went with that because there was a wild wheat flower in there. So I've got my Poppy Parade flower, my Calypso Coral flower, and my Wild Wheat flower. Okay, let's see. Do I need to stamp? Oh, I sure do. Let's go ahead and just get all the stamping done. This is the inside of the card. So 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to grab this and my Hobby Parade and get this up. No, I'm still on the screen. You can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to stamp partial. So I'm kind of taking the bottom part of the flower off and stamping it near the center. Doesn't have to be perfect, just close to the center. So I've got a little partial of that there. And grab my wild wheat again. And grab that medium-sized flower. I'm going to kind of angle it a little bit and put it right next to this one, like so. Just going to make a little flower border down here. There we go. I could add leaves, so if you make this card and want to add leaves, that's fine, but I just went ahead and just went with that. Put this to the side. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the inside of my card, since I've got it ready. And then I'm going to get my die cutting machine out. That in the center. There we go. So there we've got a pretty inside. Grab my little Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine one more time. And bring this in. I do need to get this flower out, and I am going to use these too. Now, these will not be die cut for you for the cards. Like I said, I'm not anything that needs to be die cut with the bundle that I'm featuring. I do not die cut. But if I use a different die set other than the bundle, I do die cut that for you. So I'm going to put this here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can get free card kits when you place an order with me. You can just read that in the ticker to see how it works. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. If you have any questions, just contact me or comment below and I'll come and answer the question. Maybe during the video if I see it. If I don't see it, I always go back and read everybody's comments and I'll reply back. Okay, oops. Hope if I put that on right. There's my wild wheat flower. And I need this one for my Calypso Coral. Now, if I'd gotten my big machine out, I could have done the leaves also. But that's okay. I'll just have to get them set up here in just a minute. But I can't do all the flowers at the same time with this one. Okay. Put these out of the way. That's that one. And that one. Get it out of here. Oh, it moved on me, but it's still going to be okay. I don't mind having a little white off a little bit. Makes it look so it's handmade. There we go. Put these dies out of the way. Now I'm going to grab a piece of Mossy Meadow. It is 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. And I'll be able to get all of these on here and put this longest one here. And this one. And this little one should be just fine right here. So you will get this piece of cardstock that you can do the die cutting for you yourself. If you get this bundle, actually, if you get this bundle, it's just over $50, I do believe. So if you were to purchase this bundle, you would get and use that host code you see on the screen. You can get my card kits and the pearls, because that would get you to that $50 mark. So we've got this here. And they just, notice how they just fell out. I love that when that happens. I don't have to worry about poking to get it out. But if I needed to, the Take Your Pick tool works really good for that. So I'll get this all out of the way. Now, this stem is just really long. I'm sure I'll use it for something else, but for this card, it was just too long. But I still do want to have a little bit of a stem. So there. So this I'll just cut off and throw that away. Now I will bring this in and this in. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the card base. Right here, so that'll go right there. Okay, now I'm going to grab my silicone mat again. I can figure out where, oh, there it is. I did put it away. I'm going to use, this adhesive is probably going to come off the edges. I could use glue also, use our multi-purpose glue. But I want to use this one. This one was the longer one. These are real close to the same, but this one's a little bit bigger. And if you use our seal, make sure you're careful and you don't rip off any of those leaves, because I could tell just then if I hadn't been holding on to it, I probably would have. So you might want to use multi-purpose glue. So that's ready to go. I forgot I need to get my words on first. So what I'm going to do, normally I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. Normally I would put a dimensional in the middle. I just want one on each end, and you'll understand why here in just a minute. So put this on here, that on here. Paper backing's off, and then I'm going to put it across. Let me move this out of the way. Across the bottom of this, but I still want to see a little bit of that triangle right there. Now this is 4 inches long, so it's going to go from the edge to the other edge of the wild wheat layer. So I'm going to line those edges up. And when I've got it where I want it, that looks pretty good. Now push those down. Now, the one I put the adhesive on, because I was doing it a little too soon, I'm going to stick this under here. Oops, it's sticking on my finger. So now I can raise this up a little bit there in the center, since I don't have a dimensional. And tuck this in. Oh, it's sticking to my paper. I don't want it to do that yet. There we go. I angle it like this. I kind of liked having some leaves coming out from underneath that greeting. Oh, thanks, Myra. And then I'm going to take this one. The smallest one is the last one I'm going to put on. I believe that's the one I did. Yes. Had to look at my card. Yep, that is definitely what I did. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take some glue, because I was having trouble, because I came super close to tearing up that die cut, and I don't want to do that, because this is kind of thin where it's all connected. I'm not going to worry about putting anything on that stem. And this one is going to go under here, but up here, so it's going to go along the edge of that triangle. Oops, get out of the screen. Now, if you don't like the stem after I put this on, I kind of liked this stem sticking out, but if you want to cut it, make it shorter, you go right ahead if you make these cards later. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab this one, put a little glue on it, put too much on, and take a little bit off on my silicone mat. There we go. It's got a little too much on that little leaf. And this one, get a hold of it. I kind of liked it up here. It's going to tuck under the greeting just a little bit. I'm making sure I don't go over the edge of the card base. I'm okay to go over the edge of that wild wheat piece. Hold it down for a little bit, put some pressure on it so that glue takes hold. And now I'm going to start putting the flowers on. So I'm going to grab these. I'm just going to put some, I'm going to use my seal now. You could still go ahead and use the glue too. The nice thing with our seal, if it does stick a little bit, first 10 minutes, it's repositional. You can pick it up again. Be careful still. But with the glue, once it soaks in, you can't lift it back up again. It's hard. Well, you can, but you can start tearing things up. So I'm going to bring this up here. I kind of just want a few leaves showing. It's kind of tucking underneath this here just a little bit. I didn't push it down because I want to put this little guy on. Get some adhesive on it. Because this one's going to tuck underneath here. There we go. And this one, I'm not putting any dimensionals on the flowers because I raised this one up. And this is going to go here. I'm going to tuck it under the words just a little bit more than the other flowers, but I'm going to cover up the red one, the Poppy Parade one, just a little bit. And I think that's pretty good. And so now go ahead and push these down. So I don't want to move them anymore. So there is that. Now we want to put some pearls on there. I went back and forth. You could definitely use the gold or the garden green ones. I decided to use the green ones. So I'm going to take a big garden green one. Even though there's no garden green on here, once you put that on, they're kind of like an iridescent pearl too. They've kind of got different colors to it. So that still looks good with the mossy meadow, I think. So I'm going to put that there. Another big one. I'm going to put it down here. And then I'm going to grab a little one. And, let's see. Where do I want to put that? Well, there's a little flower center there. I think I'm going to do it there. Okay. Because you never know. That's what you're going to get different pieces of the paper. So you may not have a flower center, but if you put it around there, it'll look just fine. So there is the last card. So let me bring all the cards in. So this one takes absolutely no coloring, this class, since they're all just the stamps. They're not outline stamps. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. But there's that. Oh, thanks, Robin. And the color combos are really cool. Like I said, I got them all from the paper. But this one I definitely would not have come up with on my own, but I really like it. So Poppy Parade and Wild Wheat, and then Calypso Coral. They look really good together. So I hope you enjoyed the class. Get some things moved around here. Get my microphone back down here. I'll go to me for a second. It's going to look funny. Like I said, my cameras are kind of crazy. Oh, thanks, Anne. There we go. See if I get a little closer. Now you're seeing my door over here. Oh, hi. Thanks, Myra. I'm glad you guys like it. Thanks, Rita. This way, too, I'm looking right at I'm not looking at the camera. I am right now. But now I can read your things here. Beautiful times to read. Thanks, Christy. Okay. Oh, thanks, Mary Pat and Anne. Glad you guys are liking them. Oh, thanks, Fran. Okay, and Becky, thank you so much. I'm glad you guys liked them. So I'm planning on being back next week. It'll be the last card class at home for 2023. I can't believe it, because after that we've got Christmas and New Year's. So I'm going to be taking those 2 Thursdays off. I want to be able to do one more class before the year ends. So that is the plan. So I'll be back next week. It'll be 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. I do these every week in case you're new. That way you can be looking for them. Oh, thanks, Sandy. I'm glad you liked them. Thanks, Lori. And I think I had a good crowd. I just looked up. Usually at the end, the numbers have gone down. This is a good number. I'm glad you guys are here. Oh, thanks, Crystal. I really like the first one, but my favorite is the second one. Oh, yeah, I like that second one too. It turned out pretty good. Let me go back to the cards quick, because this camera angle is really weird. There we go. These 2 I made today. This one I got done yesterday. These 2 I made today. So I've been kind of rushing around, but I got them done. Oh, thanks, Christy. I'm glad you come back almost every week. Because I know sometimes you've got camp. I'm away from my microphone. Sorry about that. Hopefully you were hearing me okay. I really appreciate all of you guys. And I will be back again next week. So I'll have one more before Christmas. And then I can really tell you Merry Christmas. I'll tell you Merry Christmas now too. I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago. I love the holiday season. It's a lot of fun. Oh, thanks, Fran. I'm glad I make it look easy. It's not so easy, but I'm glad I do. It's not too hard. I've been stamping for over 20 years now. I've been a demo for over 20 years now. I've been stamping a little longer, probably a couple of years before that. But it gets easier the longer you do it. But yeah, these cards were easy though. There weren't any big techniques or anything like that. Oh, thanks, Peggy. The perfect timing. I'm done too. Good. Okay, and Jeanne. Oh, thanks, Jeanne. Number 1 is your favorite. I think I'm kind of leaning towards this. I like all 3 of them. Usually I do have a favorite. I do think I'm leaning towards this one. That was my favorite. And that was actually the first one I made. So I'm glad you guys like them. Okay. Does anybody have any questions while I'm on here? I don't see any on here. Yep, I think this is a good time to end. So I'm really glad you guys were here, and I'll see you again hopefully next week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, Facebook and YouTube. Bye, guys.